Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola.
What up?
Hi, guys. Ooh.
Yeah, that.
Ear piercing.
How we doing, everyone?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah, surviving.
Bit warm.
We should
Now-
probably introduce
who's this new guy?
newbie.
It's a new voice.
He's
you're
your
hearing.
replacement after last week.
Yes. This is Boff, and his voice sounds like this.
New voice this summer.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
there goes
Tonight on the X Factor.
Okay, there goes the fucking eardrums. Right. Where's my volume button? Right, let's turn you down.
Sorry, guys. I told you I get excited.
Oh, we should have like Charlie Sloth horns and explosions. After every like bit of news that we've got. Right, so a warm welcome.
Yeah, hello.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That's alright.
It's alright, this is going to be entertaining.
We're in a new setup, we're in a new room, and I'd like to say that it's probably just as hot as the room upstairs.
No, it isn't.
No?
No.
I think.
I'm even in shorts, Jesus.
Take your opinions and get out.
Take your sweaty opinions. Right, yeah. So, news. We got a little bit more on Chris Cornell, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, do we? Because it's still not clear, is it?
Well, we'll get into
more
that.
than what we had last week, anyway.
Last week we reported on Chris Cornell dying, but we found out like hours before the podcast,
Yeah.
so it was all a little bit fresh
Yes.
to really talk about it.
We now know the cause of death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we think we do. Anyway,
Yeah. Again, bad news with the whole Manchester terror attacks and things like that. And Randy Blythe had a few things to say about that. I haven't actually read that, so.
Yeah.
What's
I've got to read.
yeah.
What's
More
Chester got to say
more
this
on,
week?
more on Linkin Park with
He seems to have a weekly bitch.
he does. Yeah. He's going through his like midlife emo crisis, I think.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Fuck that guy anyway.
Fucking right in the ear.
Yeah, a little bit on Arch Enemy and Paul Gray. Paul Gray, 7 years today.
Wow.
It was today, wasn't
that
it?
has fucking
Yeah,
Mistake,
7 years today.
flown by.
Yeah, didn't realise how quick that went.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you've cleared that bit of news up.
Yeah,
right
I
away
did
there.
that straight
Yeah.
away.
Tick.
A bunch of new listens this week.
New listens.
Yeah, so we're going to do two-parter on the Linkin Park. We're going to review the album. Well, I say review it. We're going to try and professionally review it / professionally rip into it. And Shikari got a new song out. Then we've also got Untitled Chapter, Arcane Roots, CKY of Mice and Men, and a band with my favourite name, Alpha Male Tea Party.
Interesting.
Yeah, great band name. Wow, just beat that.
Yeah, and today we are going to talk about the importance of your local music scene. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and especially
Everybody's.
with
Yeah.
you down in Boff here is a good insight to that.
Fortuitous.
Mm-hmm.
Leedsky back at it again with the random long words.
What was my last one? Soujon.
Yeah.
I love that.
Is it shoes on or shoes?
No, you
Shoehorn.
just said shoehorn.
Shoehorn. Oh yeah, I do use a shoehorn, so this would make sense. But yeah,
What is that again?
What, shoehorn?
No.
What you said.
Soujon.
Yeah.
she's
What is
on.
Stop saying shoehorn.
It's a brief intermission, isn't it?
Yeah, soujon is like a rich person's way of saying they've taken a break.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is
That's
why
how,
you don't
that's how
know it.
posh couples break up.
I wish to Sijon up.
Right.
Yeah, last week we couldn't pick a game again because
We're
we're useless,
shit at what we
and we'll
do.
probably do that again today. But we decided to go with power metal, and it was hilarious.
It was a doozy.
So
It was.
Cheese.
Yeah, I made my decision in like 5 minutes today. I'm not gonna lie.
that's fine.
I don't think Boff, you spent much.
Oh
time.
no, I'm with you on that, man. 100%. The only reason I picked my band was because I thought the name was funny.
Right. Okay,
Nice.
we'll
Yeah,
leave that for later on.
Yeah.
That's how I went. Yeah, and Buffy also got an all killer for us as well.
Oh hell
Which
yeah!
would be cool.
Mm.
And we got to talk about Opeth as well.
in my head, I know exactly what he's going to say. So I'm just going to make mental notes. Right then, let's crack on with the news. I don't even know how to go about it or how to even talk about it. It's so fresh and sensitive. But well, obviously everybody in the world knows what happened in Manchester 2 days ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At the Ariana Grande concert. There's a terrorist attack and sort of, well, it's horrific, but there's been a whole bunch of tributes rolling from, well, everybody in the metal industry in particular, I think. Have you got the statement from Randy Blythe?
I can get that statement
Yeah.
out. It's a fairly lengthy one.
Yeah. Well,
it is, but he's basically saying humanity, raise your fucking game because this is just bullshit.
Pretty much.
He sets it pretty straight, in typical Randy fashion. Just says it how it is. Says it,
So I mean, I don't know. It's horrific. I mean, you could never expect. I would like to ask everybody how they feel about gigs, because we all go to a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
I mean, and I go to quite a lot of big shows.
I was going to ask this.
Yeah. How? I mean, I think we'll leave the discussion for outside after the podcast about all of the surroundings of the political side of it, because there's so many wild opinions going on, but ultimately everyone stands together and saying that, well, that kind of behaviour is fucking disgusting.
But like you're saying, the surrounding issues.
Yeah.
That's a very complicated discussion.
Not for this.
Podcast. Yeah,
no.
Exactly. So, we probably.
Yeah.
probably won't go there.
But yeah, there's been tributes all over the place about it, and I don't know. Yeah. So have you got that there?
Yeah, I have. Do you want me to read the whole thing? Or?
Well, probably just the closing bit, I suppose.
Well, he basically says that he bumped into a very loose acquaintance of his afterwards, and this acquaintance made a joke about how maybe they did it because of the nature of the show, and Randy has basically just summed it up saying, I utterly failed to find the humour in the fact that at least 19 people are dead and many more injured, whatever you may think of someone's music. He said he knew nothing about her or any of her songs, but he can guarantee that people of many different races, religions and beliefs were at that show for the same reason, to have a good time. Some of them won't go home tonight. This is not fucking funny to me. As Fisher said, basically it's just him saying, like, we as a species need to get our shit together. He said this sort of jaded, joking mentality is evidence to me of the continual chipping away of our humanity by the pathetically low standards of our era.
Yeah.
You can't say it any better than that. It's like people just become so desensitized to it.
Yeah, but it does really hit home, as we're all music fans, that something like this has happened. I mean, any attack anywhere in the world or at any event is horrendous, but at a concert where you go to sort of escape the daily pressures of life, somewhere you feel like you can relax, switch off and be entertained for a few hours away from the outside world, and this stuff has infringed on that, it's really sort of jarring and worrying that sort of thing's happening.
It is. So, like,
and as we're all concert goers ourselves, I suppose it begs the question about your own personal safety. Will it put you off? Will it,
Yeah, what are your
you
thoughts on
from
that,
going?
guys?
I mean, I've always thought if that's going to have any influence on the way you're going to live your own life, then they've won. So it's like the best thing you can do is carry on as normal and not live in fear.
Well, that's what terror is.
That's it. Like, you kind of just got to carry on, and like, at the end of the day, like, if you're there, then shit luck, really.
Luck,
like, but you can't, like you say, you can't stop yourself from doing shit because of it, because like you say, they won.
Just stop living life then.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we've got Download Festival in 2 weeks, and not once has it crossed my mind that my personal safety with
You would not go.
It's not even occurred to me that I wouldn't now go because of this. I don't know whether it's just my mentality, but did everyone see the statement that Download put up?
Yeah, you linked to me.
And they've gone with 48-hour social media blackout, because obviously the festival is organised by Live Nation, and that concert was a Live Nation concert.
Yeah.
So they're reviewing all of their security protocols and everything.
Slam Dunk is this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I saw an article saying they've got because today in Norwich, well, actually across the whole country, but they've had armed police all across the streets in the main supermarkets all across the city, and apparently Slam Dunk this weekend is going to be trawled with security and police everywhere, which is no surprise really. Also, we'll talk about it in the Shikari in a little bit, but I saw them post. I did share it with you guys. They were going to announce their tour yesterday morning, but then obviously after what happened, they decided to hold off because of how fresh it is to talk about arena shows. But
yeah, having that happen. And
Yeah.
Go, everyone get excited about our
Yeah,
arena
kind
tour.
of
It'd be like
a bit
insensitive.
Yeah, but they'd already sent it off to the magazine, so they had to put out the advert this morning.
Yeah.
And so me and Boff, we're going to that show, aren't we? So
Oh hell yeah!
yeah. Do you reckon it would even cross your mind when we go that you'd be a little bit like,
No,
No.
because otherwise you just if you sit there worrying about it, that's all you're going to do. You're going to worry about it, you know.
Yeah.
And you can't continuously be worrying about stuff that might happen. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow, but I'm not saying thinking, oh god, I might get hit by a bus. Jesus, like.
yeah,
Really,
You know?
if you're going to a show like that and you're constantly worrying about your own safety, then you're not going to enjoy what you're there for.
That's it.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, that's what you go to these shows for. Regardless of everything, that's what you go to the shows for, to enjoy yourself.
I did see a bunch of. I probably shot myself in the foot by looking at all of the comments online because there's always, like you said, what Randy was encountered with that really ignorant comment. But I saw a bunch of people saying that the security at the Manchester MEN Arena was really bad. But I've been there before and it's absolutely fine. I mean, the O2 Arena, they've got like full-on airport security. They do check your bags, but they're ignoring the fact that this terrorist attack happened by someone that sort of ran through to the foyer, like by the merch stand as people were leaving.
Yeah.
So
This
that's like the
guy's
most.
not gonna wait to be checked. If he wants to get past these security, he's just gonna run like fuck.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have got past any security
Yeah,
because the foyer is not
yeah,
the security sort of. You only encounter security at a gig at a barrier, don't you?
yeah.
And then you go through. So, and it was supposedly gone off as everybody was leaving, which is just cowardly as fuck. But
Horrific.
Mm.
Absolutely horrific.
But yeah, I highly doubt he would have encountered any form of security. He would have just blended in, and
Yeah.
that's that. So you can't blame the security there. If someone's hell bent on doing that kind of thing,
They're going to do it.
They're going to find a way.
And if they can't do it there, they will do it somewhere else.
And that's the thing. You could have as many scanners, as many police out. People do tend to find a way to do that shit. So
You've got to think events like this. Ultimately, the guys that put the show on, they're like, your safety is their priority.
Yeah.
That is their absolute priority.
yeah.
Yeah. If anything, just for fucking legalities.
Yeah.
You look at the way that they handle people that are like crowd surfing, how you have the signs, because if anyone breaks their neck, that's it.
Yeah, but
You know?
regardless of the reason, it's
Yeah.
your safety is of the utmost importance.
Mm.
So, like, in a roundabout way, in answer to your question, I don't think it's gonna stop me going to shows and festivals and stuff because
Yeah.
you can't.
It's out. Ultimately, it's out of your control, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
that's it.
Yeah.
yeah. What can you
As
do?
anyone
Like
listens-
Boff said, it's just shit.
It happens,
like,
it happens.
It's horrific no matter how you look at it. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
I think it feels. I feel a little bit nervous if I'm honest to talk about it so soon. Has anyone listened to Radio 1 for the last 2 days?
No, I don't listen to
No.
Radio 1 at all.
Okay.
8
yeah.
hours a day.
Yeah.
Well, 12 hours.
Yeah,
A day.
well, if you notice, they've basically not really bothered with any of the entertaining stuff. They've just kept it playing music, and they've just been reading out texts that people have been sending in, all these hardcore messages.
helplines and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
which is really good.
Yeah.
But I think that it's the whole 2-day mantra of letting it blow over before people really discuss it, which is the same thing as what, like you said, what Download did. So
Yeah.
you can't go the next day talking about your festival.
no, it's just it isn't sensitive. Should we move on?
Yeah, I'd say before we move on to Chris Cornell, should we move on to something a bit more positive?
Yeah, we're just dragging this right down.
Yeah. What's this about Arch Enemy then?
So I read online last night. Arch Enemy have a new album announced. It's going to be released on September 8th. Will to Power is the album title. Yeah, not much more information on that. Just that everything's all done. Oh, it's a new album. What else? What else
Yeah,
can we
no,
say?
that's true. I mean,
that's all there is.
when was the last time anyone really gave Arch Enemy a listen? I used to really like that band, and then I went massive.
I never really liked them.
No,
to
I
be
never
honest.
really liked them.
Like,
Rise of
It was the vocals that put me off in the end. Like musically, it's really heavy.
Yeah, Rise of the
It's
Tyrant.
nothing
I
special,
think.
but yeah.
What was that? Was that the album title?
I think it was.
the one
Was that the one where it opened with that siren?
The Siren.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
No, that was on. No, that was Rise of the Tyrant.
Yeah,
What was the
that was the
album
opening
after?
track. I can't remember. Yeah, they've always been okay. Musically, like you say, I've got time for Arch Enemy, but yeah, vocally,
I probably won't buy the album, but
I'll check it out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not listened to them in a long
So
time.
yeah, 8th of September.
Cool. I might check it out. I'll be interested to hear what their new vocalist is like.
Yeah.
I don't know how many albums
she
they've done
sounds
with it.
exactly
done
like
like-
Angela
Have they
Gossett.
done 2 now?
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
or this will be the second one, maybe.
Yeah.
Right, so Chris Cornell. Last week, as I said, we talked about it so briefly because it had just happened.
Yeah.
I think, Boff, any thoughts on Chris Cornell? I know you're a massive fan of his voice and
well,
yeah.
it's just heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like you say, he's like he's definitely in my like top 3 vocalists like ever of all time. And just to, all of a sudden, like, you know, one minute he's on tour and playing shows and stuff, and then the next minute it's just like, yeah, he's dead, and it's just like, fuck, man, like.
Yeah.
What do you say to that? And like with all of the news and everything that's come about and stuff of how he's died, and you know the like talks about like him taking sort of like anti-anxiety medication, which give you
Ativan, wasn't it called?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Which and apparently like they're quite sort of like one of the severe side effects is suicidal thoughts and that. Like, but there was another point like you said earlier about his wife. Said basically she spoke to him like just before it was supposed to have happened, and he sounded fine and whatnot, and it's just like,
Well, I thought it was odd that we, on the last week's podcast, you know, even if you heard on our preview, you said that at least you said that it was being investigated as a suicide, and we were talking about this like within hours after it happening. I don't know how this usually goes down, but it just seemed a bit odd that it was being reported on and like so fine and so quick. Like the next day, his wife put out a statement saying that she was on the phone talking about going on vacation with him, and this was like half an hour after the gig ended at 11:30 or midnight something. He went for some food, and he was then was with his bodyguard, went to his hotel room, and he went to check up on him.
Yeah,
At about 1 o'clock, they found him hanging from a what's it, like an exercise band from the hotel door room. And like they also said, what she also said in this article was the average hotel door is like 6'8", and he's 6'2", so he must have just literally, like, it's such a horrible way to, you know what I mean? And it's so sudden, like from having been on the phone to his wife and having food and having a great show.
Just appearing incredibly normal and routine.
I don't want to get tinfoil hat area on this, and I think maybe we should just wait that. It was
There's
just
so
like
much
this.
conflicting information circulating about it at the moment. No one
you
can
know,
call anything.
the term murder has been bandied around as well.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that, I mean, this is just information that's come to light. You know, I don't want to speculate either way and say one's false, one's true, because we ultimately we just don't know. So
It's okay to speculate, like
Yeah.
you say, but it's just kind of, you've got to be a bit careful about how you go about it.
yeah,
But it is possible that it could have been framed. It is possible that it could have been a murder. I know that sounds controversial, but, you know, having that information there, it's just such a... And then there's all the conversations about what he was like on stage and on his last show as well.
Yeah, you
So-
say he was acting fairly normal, but what he was saying on stage was a bit off.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
The thing that confuses me is right across the last week from all various different news sources, it has been reported that his wife asked his bodyguard to go and check on him. Why?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, everything couldn't have been fine for
Yeah.
her to have gone, can you go and check on him?
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah. We don't know. But yeah, it's a developing story.
It is developing, and I'm sure
It'll be a long time before
Yeah.
it gets to the bottom of it. This will go on for
I
months.
just think the way that the media, reported, there's so many articles every other hour on that day. I just think, calm your tits, hold back a little bit, let the investigation happen. It's quite disrespectful in a way.
that they're all clamouring for that headline.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
just wanting to.
Well, aside from the disrespectful side of it, there are so many times where investigations have fallen through or loads of false information has been thrown out because of the media, and the investigation has gone completely the wrong way because of it. The media should just let the police do their jobs.
Yeah.
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 They do bloody interfere with everything, don't they?
Yeah. Bastards.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess we might end up coming back to that at some point, but I think let it be for now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Is that it for the news?
Is that
No.
No, now we got
No.
that little bitch.
Oh yeah. How could I forget?
How could you forget?
How could I forget?
We'll make sure that we leave the thoughts on the album for
Yeah,
when we
we'll-
get to
we'll
it.
try- we'll try
this,
it.
this is just a personal.
We can still
attack
hate on him as a person. Like,
Yeah,
'Cause he's
yeah.
hating on he's hating on everybody else.
well, yeah, that's
right
it.
now.
Like,
Is that right? What have we heard? What do we know?
He has said that if people want to argue and like get angry about the fact that they've changed their sound, then fine, that's up to them. They're the ones that are missing out, basically. But he said that if anybody says that they released this album as an easy attempt at cash and they've sold out, I believe his words were along the lines of I will meet you the fuck outside and punch you in your fucking mouth because that's not fucking right. And he said that people that are saying they're selling out have in fact sold out on their own opinions and called them pussies.
He's just on the constant attack, isn't he?
He really is. I just...
oh, you can't say anything bad about me. Oh no.
Oh, punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah,
What
see,
a
like,
fragile fucking ego.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. I said last week, it's all insecurity based. He's not.
Yeah.
They're not 100% confident with what they've written. That's what I feel. So they have this need to constantly lash out
And that is what he's doing. There are so many other ways he could have responded to this. He could have...
It just kept silent. Let the music and the figures and the sales do the talking. But no.
But he said he's
feels the
threatening
need.
his fan base.
Do you know what I think? I think this is a cry for clickbait and views and what's the word I'm looking for? And just kind of
attention.
yeah, I think it's controversial. We're going down the whole Kanye West route here. Let's say some outrageous shit and get everybody talking.
But
and
people
keep you
expect
relevant.
that.
Because let's be honest,
Kanye,
we're
though.
going to go into
being clever about it,
yeah,
acting up. It's
Yeah.
going to be everywhere.
it's
Everyone's going to be talking about it.
I think it's an act, personally. And let's be honest, and we'll talk about it when we get to the album review, like, they've not been relevant for a long time. Their last, God knows how many like, you weren't talking about their last 3 albums in this way.
I think Minutes to Midnight.
Yeah.
Probably their last.
Yeah.
Relevant.
the last album I listened to was Meteora.
Right, what's that, their second album or third?
Yes.
Third, I think.
Like a good decade
maybe.
ago.
Like, yeah. It would have been longer than that. I was
Yeah.
like 13, 14 when that album came
Jeez.
out.
So-
And they have
you
been
know.
living off of past glory.
Yeah.
They have stopped writing relevant music. It is interesting, like what you're proposing there. I mean, my only counter argument to that is like people expect
You'll
that
punch
with
me in the
Kanye.
fucking face.
Yeah, take this outside. See. People expect it from the likes of Kanye. Having that come from a guy like this is so sudden and unexpected that there's the very real possibility that a lot of people are going to go, well, fuck you, I'm not going to listen to your music then.
Yeah.
You know, if they are trying to be clever, it could work. It could work either way for him.
Yeah. I think
Either way, he's still a cock.
he's still being a bellend. I think to call them sellouts, it might be a bit unfair because they are already fucking loaded. It's not as if they need to.
Yeah, good
cash
point,
in,
actually.
make
Yeah,
more
that's
money.
true.
Like, bands that sell out generally go from being raw and authentic to then completely change their image, style, and sound in the hope of commercial success. And it's not as if Linkin Park need that.
Yeah.
Because they're already at a point where they're just fucking huge anyway.
But that money doesn't last forever, and you think the venues they're having to play because of the size they are, that can't be cheap. And considering they've not been relevant for a long time, and realistically, what have they really done? They could have just been hemorrhaging money.
Would you say this album makes them relevant?
No, not at all.
We'll get on to that,
Yeah.
In the pop realm, maybe, but
but I don't know. Some
I
reviews I've seen.
got a lot of thoughts about that.
yeah,
Like,
me too.
yeah.
In fact, I think I've probably got more notes here on that than anything else, which I've really.
Considering
we've been-
there's a ban on
Yeah,
them.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just for the record, we're lifting the ban for this.
Yeah.
Right.
What's
this-
what's the ban? What did you ban?
Well, we ended up talking about Linkin Park nearly every week, so we're like,
And
fuck it,
and
let's
who
ban
else
them.
was it?
Suicide Silence.
Yeah.
It's so comparable to that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so similar.
Yeah.
But
They were both under a ban, basically.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
lifting the ban on Linkin Park.
Okay,
first, and then
alright, cool,
afterwards,
cool.
I think we should have a list of bands. Like once we've put a ban on them, they go on the list,
yeah.
and we just don't mention them again
Okay.
ever.
Unless they do something like really, really, really outrageous.
Like this album.
Yeah.
I would just like
Bang
to.
on the money there.
I'd just like to repeat what Bees said on Twitter. I think I saw that.
I did see that.
Yeah. What did he say? He basically said, "Oh, so funny that Chester thinks that he wants to punch his fans." Well, I would rather get punched in the face by him than listen to your shitty album again. But something along those lines. But just fucking genius. Like, yeah, on the money.
Touche.
Pow! Right in the kisser. Right.
One of these days.
Right. Paul O'Grady. No.
No.
I did actually write that down.
You did write that down.
Oh, mate.
He loves
you
dogs.
Alright? You alright?
Paul Gray from Slipknot loved
They're
dogs.
slightly different people.
Right. I heard he was a dog lover.
Only slightly.
What's the...
7 years to the day.
Yeah.
Also,
There's been a lot of death at the beginning of this podcast.
yeah.
It was World
Definitely
Goth
good.
Day recently,
Yes.
so maybe we're still feeling the effects. I don't know.
That anti-anxiety drug you were talking about, Chris.
Oh, here we
Cornell.
go. We've gone backwards.
What's it called?
Avitax?
Ativan.
This is what Paul Gray, I think, supposedly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got mixed up in a lot of
Tinfoil
that stuff.
hats, guys. Tinfoil hats.
No, it's just it's what he was prescribed for this tour that he was on, and found like copious amounts in his system upon like the autopsy. So something went awry there with that, mixed with whatever drugs and alcohol he was on at the time. Said it was a significant contributing factor to his death. So
Shit.
you know, it could be something there.
We then keep seeing a rise in deaths with prescription drugs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson, they reckon, was another, and that sort of stuff.
Oh, especially stuff like antidepressants that can have a terrible effect on your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Counselling, like herbal methods. And just fucking... There's other ways. Like, I just fucking hate hearing stories about people just throwing tablets at people. Oh, you're a bit sad. Here you go. Have
That's
some
it.
tablets.
It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm not trying to... Let's not go there, but like... I just hear it all the time. Went to the doctors, I got given some antidepressants. It's like, there's a lot
There are
more
other
to-
methods. Get
Yeah.
yourself out
Yeah.
in nature. Go for a long fucking walk. Clear
Yeah.
your head. All that.
Go
sort of-
travelling.
Go travelling.
Yeah.
Didn't do him any harm.
Well,
I mean, he's kind of looking like a wild man.
yeah.
But
I realise I just completely glossed over depression, but like,
Yeah.
like it's nothing. But hey,
right,
just go
sexism
outside.
last week.
Yeah.
Mental health this week.
Yeah.
What is it next week?
don't.
Don't even.
Don't you say anything, Fisher.
Yeah, you're still in the naughty corner. We're not giving you permission to talk to anybody yet. Taking fucking libbies right now.
What are you in the naughty corner for, mate?
Oh,
we'll
you
talk
didn't.
to you after.
Essentially, the band called Lost Prophets. If you know them.
Yeah, you might want to listen to last week's podcast.
I know.
Righto, Skip. All right then. So,
Don't ask, don't tell.
What are you
Might-
talking
no.
what are you talking about?
Alright, shall we go on to the album then?
Oh.
In our new
Oh,
listens.
really? Okay.
Oh.
Who wants to start?
Anybody want to step forward first?
Yeah, alright, okay. So, right, I won't lie, I didn't listen to the entire album.
Oh.
There was... No, hear me out. So basically, whenever I'd like download an album to iTunes or Apple Music, there's a very rare occurrence where all of the tracks won't download. I'll then have to, and I can't download it. I'll then have to download it as a separate sort of album thing. So like, it didn't download one track, and I was going out, and I was about to listen to it, and I was like, do you know what? I'll worry about that later. I can't be bothered to wait for it to download. Like, I'll listen to it later. And after listening to the album, I then realised that it would have been completely pointless to listen to that track that I'd missed out, because it really wouldn't have changed my opinion on it at all whatsoever, unless it was like covered in diamonds and fucking pearls and just, like actually made jizz come out of my ears, which I knew wasn't going to happen. Like, there were points where I thought it sounded like One Direction. Like, it's just like, I've read like all of these like interviews and stuff like that he's done with people and being all like, you don't have a new album, suck a dick or whatnot. Basically, like, there's points in some of his interviews which it would kind of be relevant if the album wasn't so shit. But like he said, like, things like we've done this as a sort of creative outlet. We've really sort of made a decision to sort of alter how our sound like comes across and stuff.
But our lyrics first.
But I found him sort of like being a bit more me about it, rather than we as in the band. Like, I think creatively, like, if he wanted to do something like this, like he has done, and if he'd have done it as like a solo thing, maybe it wouldn't have been received so badly, because he's like, look, I've done this, have a listen. Whereas, as a collective unit, which like I don't think they've really been a collective unit at all
your
in
opinion
writing
on
this.
something.
Like,
What are the rest of the band, bar the drummer, actually doing in this album?
Gone for a fag break, I reckon.
There's the first track, I think, has something that sounds a little bit like distorted electric guitar, but heavy digitalized.
Chorus,
Like, it's just like it's what's the name of that band? Shake it. Shake It.
Metro Station.
Yeah, Metro Station, man. Like, it's like...
There were pointy fingers involved.
Yeah, exactly. I think they've tried to shake it with this one, and they've just gone horribly wrong. Like, they've just completely missed the mark.
They absolutely have.
It's just, I get as a musician and as an artist, like, evolving your writing style and, keeping yourself open-minded and, like, just being creative and exploring new avenues. I totally get that. Like, some of my favourite bands that have like always released albums that's completely different from the last one, and you sort of listen to it and you're just like, oh my god, they're fucking geniuses. Like, how have they done it? And
but this is just
Linkin
misguided.
Park have tried it. They've gone way so far past the line they can't even see it. Like, they've just completely crashed and burned. Like,
wow. Okay.
In one of the reviews I read for the album, again, I think it was the Washington Post. Whoever was reviewing it said that Linkin Park in this instance have, whether they like it or not, dragged their entire fan base kicking and screaming like they've all been on an overbooked American Airlines flight. I've listened to this album twice.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Right.
Hats off to you.
Listened to it twice. I was listening to it on the way to work, and I had my headphones in, and I can't remember what track it got to, and they sounded like a really beefy electronic noise. I was like, oh, I missed this first time around. I was like, maybe it's not all awful. Then I realised that actually my headphones just blown. I was just like, I've made it better by accident.
The sound of your broken headphones. Better than the whole Linkin Park album.
It makes me angry.
What are the magazines saying? Like, what are the sort of what's
Apparently,
been the
Kerrang gave
response?
it like 3.5K.
Really?
Fucking Kerrang would, wouldn't
I
it?
don't know if it'll be in here.
Fuck Kerrang.
Might be.
Right. I would like to take it for what it is and say, okay.
Are we trying to do the professional thing?
Okay. So I'm trying to take it for its merit, like what you were saying, Boff, about bands evolving and changing. Say, okay, if you're a pop band now, well, let's look at it as a pop album. Okay, it's just basically the Chainsmokers. If you don't know who they are, just put on Radio 1. Bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam. Just that
Something
minimalistic,
will come
like, just fucking programmed, everything's just doused in reverb. It is so, like, everything about it is just sugary sweet. It makes me feel sick. It's like, and I would like to point out that I personally think that they've always been a boy band. Like, Boff, you're a fan of the first album.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, like, you know,
Hybrid
if you liked that album when you was a kid, then, you know, like, well,
Yeah.
like,
There's
it's a
just,
great album.
like, what is it? There's a song in here, he starts off, and it just sounds like N6, like, tell me what I gotta do. And it's just...
It's gonna be made!
Even on the first album, like, if you go back to... I sent you guys a screenshot of In the End, and it's like when he's looking at the camera, put my trust in you. It's just...
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
Yeah,
But
and-
that was kind of like, you know, sort of... That was... Well, it's just...
It was still done with a heavy twist, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's it. You know, it was a bit more, like, I suppose, relevant back then.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
it was more relevant back then. And I
Yeah.
understand, like, you know, these guys, like the majority of them are on the other side of 40 now. They can't keep writing all this fucking teen angsty
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
I mean, you know, they're...
So you write teen
Teen
whiny
pop.
stuff.
I mean,
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
No, I mean, you're saying take it on its merits as a pop album.
Yeah.
They've taken a shit genre of music
And made it shit.
and made it worse.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've done it. And what's with all that electronic bullshit, like the
Yeah.
weird chipmunk thing?
Yeah.
There seems to be a constant theme throughout the whole album.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
And then the opposite, the lowered,
What
the
is
lowered
it?
voice that you get as
Yeah.
well.
I
Yeah.
don't get
And
it.
what the fuck was Stormzy doing on it?
Oh,
Like, that
that
was
was-
just like, what?
Mate,
like,
mate, honestly,
That is a
best
reach,
thing-
isn't it?
that was the best thing about the album
Yeah.
for me.
The
Like,
lyrical
yeah.
content of that album was dog shit.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute
It's very
dog
like
shit.
cat sat on the mat, isn't it?
It's not even
so
that. It's like
basic.
someone shot the fucking cat and left it. It's just... It's
Oh.
awful.
I like seeing you get angry about stuff. It's funny. Like,
Oh, we see this once a week.
It's just... there's nothing redeemable about it, and that's not just because I'm not a pop fan. It's just a shit album,
Yeah.
Sure.
and they're not utilising the talent across the whole band. I don't know what it is. I can't wait to see some of their live performances.
Well, I just think that I've seen a couple that they've put on their channel, and they've got everyone holding up signs that say, "Why is everything so heavy?" in it? And there's girls at the front crying like it's One
Oh,
Direction.
Fuck
And
off.
it's like, okay, but you are... The thing is they're going to be fine. They're still going to be selling out arenas and doing, like... They're just of that audience
oh yeah,
now.
it's just
Yeah.
their original fan base that
Yeah.
sort of got them to the point where they are just all going to go, fuck you.
But I think going
Like,
back to the whole Meteora thing, I've never was a fan of Linkin Park, but listening back to... I always checked out their albums whenever they came out. I don't think they've put out a decent album in their career.
Hybrid Theory and Meteora were, as a fan of those albums,
Yeah.
are the only two decent albums that... I mean, they had a few sort of like releases before Hybrid Theory, like a couple of sort of like LPs and stuff, like EPs and... like, which were all right, but then Hybrid Theory really kicked off, and then Meteora was a few years after that. And but
It's
as a
propelled
band,
them.
like that was sort of it. Like Meteora was sort of like, right, yeah, you know, we've just sort of nailed this, like, you know, sort of thing here. They went quiet for ages, sort of came back with some weird pop rock kind
Minutes
of
to
stuff.
Midnight had two really fucking heavy tracks on it, but that's out of like 12. That was it. There's that one where he has like a 45-second scream on like
Shit.
one song.
Thing is, though,
yeah.
thing
Do you
is,
remember?
Yeah.
like,
Um,
Is that Numb?
No, it was...
I can't remember off the top of my head.
do you know, I don't even care. Like, I
What
hate
were you
them
gonna
that
say,
much.
Mark?
I don't even
the
care.
thing is, like, as like you were saying about that, like 45-second scream or whatever, or but like if you've ever listened to them live, like they've got there's a live album. It's like live in Texas or something like that, but his vocals live, he is a fantastic
Yeah, all
vocalist.
brilliantly talented musicians.
He is
Yeah.
so fucking good, and he's just like, I feel, especially with this album, his talent as a vocalist is completely wasted. Like listening through it, I think there was one section vocally where I thought, oh, that actually sounds like Chester, you know.
Yeah.
The rest of the album, it's like, oh, it sounds like a 12-year-old girl. Like, you know, it's just like, what the fuck?
And a lot of it is with who's the other guy that sings?
Mike Shinoda.
Yeah, so he came in the middle of the album for like 3 tracks back to back, and he's just like, used to get high with the dead and kids. It's like, oh god, like just fucking.
Stop.
How old are you?
I hope
Like,
this album bombs. And from
Yeah.
I saw that on Metacritic it's currently at like 42%,
Right.
which is like not even like it's just under 2 stars.
I would just like to point out the lovely contrast of us discussing this pop fucking flop with Dillinger Escape Plan playing in the background. This is quite satisfying.
Yeah, and especially the album, the next one coming up,
Right.
it's like it's polar opposite, right? Employed to serve.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I could sit here and
This
just
is- this
fucking
is-
run.
This is the other end of the spectrum,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I hear.
Oh, where the fuck do you even start with this one? Do you want to go first?
What have I put down? Alright, so Employed to Serve got an album out called The Warmth of the Dying Sun. Boff, I beg you go listen to it. Like, you are really gonna fucking enjoy it.
Okay.
The guitar tone. The fucking hell, jizz in my pants. The guitar tone is just massive. It's a mixture of like Palm Reader and Code Orange, just like the nastiest of shit with like Norma Jean. Like those things put together.
Is it one guitarist or two?
I think it's got 2. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's not. They've got a girl front of the band, but you would just. We talk about metal singers as arch enemy, but a lot of the time I was like, "Fuck me, this is brutal." And you sort of. I mean, the gender thing shouldn't really be sort of acknowledged.
I
for
didn't
any
know it was a
particular-
woman at first.
Yeah, but you would. I think it's just for the fact that when you first hear it, you wouldn't think it is, because it
I
is
mean,
so brutal.
They are a very extreme band, and this
Yeah.
is an incredibly extreme album. Like there's no two ways about it. It's not even just heavy. Like I think I said to you, Rob, that even a year or so ago, if I'd heard it, I would just be like, this is just noise.
Yeah.
Just noise. But now I listen to it, I'm like, fucking hell.
It's still noise, but in a fucking good way. Like,
I think it's just noise.
yeah.
Yeah,
You don't like
I
it?
can stand it.
Ah.
Fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I like simple things. Like some people might call me a simpleton. But
Some may say.
some may say that. And well, this is definitely not simple music, is it?
It is in places. I mean.
Yeah, in places there's like very doomy sort of
Yeah.
stuff like that.
It is very doomy.
But
Oh, I love a bit. of
Will
Dylan.
I like it? Do you
Yeah, I think you will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's the high screechy guitars in it, and then her wailing over it.
This is why we
I
come
couldn't
here
get
and we
into
split
it.
the table in half every
Well,
time. Apart from Linkin Park, we're all on
it
board.
sounded like an early scene band putting their first CD through like a record company store or something. Like that. Have a listen. It's on a tape. I recorded it on my phone.
No.
That's what it sounded like to me.
I
It's-
can
it's-
see where you're coming from with that.
It just sounded like Banshee core.
Banshee core.
That's what I'm gonna label it. That's what I'm gonna label it. But I got a thing to say to you actually, Lisa, that you said last week about these slow ass breakdowns.
Yeah.
The
There's-
simple, chuggy, slow breakdowns.
There's one
the
or
very
two.
first fucking track,
Which is the one actually I picked.
which is on here somewhere,
Yeah.
has that exact
It
sort of
does.
breakdown.
It
Yeah, but
does.
it's not done in a cliched, typical.
Oh, no,
like
no.
first chorus, breakdown, half time, quarter time, fucking like it's all over the place structurally. Like when people say to me, "What sort of music do you like?" and I always say across all genres, I always say if it makes me feel something, then that's the main thing. I don't like soulless music, but if it makes me pull a face, even better. And this whole album,
Dirty.
I had
Probably
the
made
most,
him pull a face.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the ugliest face I could pull the whole way through this album, but in a good way. Just like everything pulled back, all the chins, like oh, it's so nasty. I love it.
Honestly, it's like
Yeah.
the album is just trying to assault you while you listen to it. I can understand what you're saying. To be fair,
I
Rob.
just like simplicity, I think. But there's a very, very cool doomy sections in it, which I liked. But
overall,
no, overall,
not for
I didn't like him. I didn't like him
when I picked him for the hardcore.
No, not really.
No.
Yeah, nah, fuck 'em, yeah, nah, mate.
All right. Back on to CKY again.
Yeah.
New tune called Replaceable. Lisa Geek, what do you think?
I fucking loved it.
Hey.
Loved every
Yeah.
second of it.
I haven't heard it yet.
You know,
No.
It's
I
what
think-
life felt.
Sorry.
do you prefer it over Days of Self-Destruction?
No.
Or- No?
No.
Okay.
That song has really grown on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is more like a classic CKY song, I think.
Mm.
Which I fucking love. I just love how different Days of Self-Destruction sounded in places. It's
Yeah.
oh,
When he came in with that ooh in the riff, I
how
was just like,
dirty was that?
yeah, it's great.
That grabbed me from the off.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's gonna grab somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was hooked from that. No, it's a good tune.
I've got to say as well, like, not to fuel the whole Darren thing again, but the chorus, you need attention, you're replaceable. Have I failed to mention, you're replaceable? Blatant fucking
Yeah.
shots fired.
Seems
I
like an obvious.
yeah,
swipe,
Phil. Yeah. All good, 2 thumbs up. Only thing that's saddened
We
me
just
is
need
that's...
to record you saying that.
Yeah. Take a sample.
Yeah.
Doing that.
We'll get the shittest explosions.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man. Explosions.
Only sad thing is though, is this is now a quarter of the album down. We've only 8 tracks on the album.
Really?
They've always been short though, haven't they? To be quite
yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
Two tracks were a quarter.
Yeah. Well, if my maths are right.
Well, to be fair, none of us were particularly good at maths,
No,
but
we
yes,
were-
you are correct.
We were all in the same class and
Yeah.
we didn't pay any attention.
No, that's why we're sat here.
Yeah, factorise this. Alright. Okay. Arcane Roots. Off you go. Song's called Matter.
I really enjoyed it. Like I was, like, after, because like I'm pretty sure the last thing that they released was that Curtains track,
Yeah.
like which is a fantastic piece of music. It's a fantastic piece of music, and like especially after their last EP, like it was. Like the last EP was great, but it was very sort of I felt like from the album before that they'd kind of sort of toned it down a little bit. Like it was still Arcane Roots, it was still sick, but it was kind of a bit more, I suppose like I don't want to use this word to describe it, but accessible, like
fine,
in a
yeah.
sense, like. But then with this, they've just completely just gone like, you know, sort of like, right, let's just go big and fucking epic again,
Yeah.
and just fucking blow some faces off and make some ears bleed, like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's exactly what they've done, like the fucking massive, like, big anthemic guitars with like all the riffs and stuff over the top of them,
Yeah.
and it's great.
I wanna see that
love
live.
that band. I love that band.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited for the album.
I've not listened to this track yet.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't either.
fantastic.
Arcane Roots.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Cool.
I'll be listening to that once I leave.
I
here,
think
though.
I've only heard a handful of songs from them.
Oh, you need to listen
Yeah.
to their second album.
Okay.
They're a band whose name like, I've seen so many times, I've just not bothered, to be perfectly honest.
No, there's genuine quality with this latest track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
Blood and
good.
Chemistry, that's the album that you need to listen
Okay.
to.
Yeah.
Like, it's
They
great
are a
album.
3-piece band, and they sound like...
They sound like a 12,000 piece.
we had the chance to play with them last year, didn't we? at Folk
Yeah,
Fest?
man.
And it wasn't very busy throughout most of the day, but once they came on, we were all a bit knackered. It'd been raining all day, and then me and Sam were just. He was like, "We're not going to get in the pit." And then as soon as they started, I just remember we just threw our beers at each other and we just chucked each other around.
It was
like,
the first time
yeah.
that. Wait, no, it was the second time I'd seen him live. The first time I saw him live was at the waterfront in Norwich supporting Fight Start.
Yeah.
And literally
shit.
everyone who was there to see Fight Star.
Yeah.
There was probably a handful of people in the crowd who even had the faintest idea of who Arcane Roots were. And I was at the front, like, and it was literally just after they'd released the EP, so they pretty much played all
Just
songs
the
off the
EP,
EP.
yeah.
And like I left that gig thinking like Arcane Roots killed it. I just wanted more. I just
Yeah.
wanted them to keep going. There was so many songs that they didn't play, and then when they played at Fall Fest, it was just like, oh yes,
Yeah.
like, oh, it was all I wanted it to be and more. It was just such a good performance.
Space.
Like, I was so happy. I know, no, but seriously, like, you know, from like, because especially like with a festival and stuff like that as well. Like, you know, sound at a festival can sometimes be a bit iffy.
Yeah.
And you know, like some bands who you like love to see, and they just end up sounding a bit wank, and you're just like a bit disappointed and let down from the.
Yeah, you can't say it much better than that.
Well, yeah, but they sounded good, and it was just like, you know, like they played good, and just the whole thing was just fucking good. Like, pretty much, like. And that's all I got to say about that.
I'm gonna have to give a listen. What was that album called that you just recommended?
Blood and Chemistry. That is the name of the album.
Cool.
Sweet.
It's a fucking banger.
So this is a track that's coming off a new album?
Yeah, the album's out in August, September. I've asked to get a copy of it again for review.
Doesn't say a date or anything on it.
The album is called Melancholia Hymns. Yeah, out September 15th. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
I'm excited for them to have a full album because
yeah.
yeah.
Again, the EP was great, but it was like, oh, I wish they'd released an album. Like,
Yeah.
just again, they're just one of those bands that just leave you continuously wanting more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably going to end up listening to this album and being like, oh, why didn't they just bring out a live DVD as well?
Why is it not a double album?
Yeah, that's it. You know, like,
Give me 12,000 tracks.
yeah, that's what I want, man.
Right.
1,000 tracks.
Man.
Never love them.
Right. Okay, we've got two Rick Ross fans in the room. Right then. Enter Shikari.
Yeah.
I know you said Enter Shakira because I spelled it wrong.
Shakira.
like that.
Go man, come on, go man.
Supercharged. Right, we're featuring Big Nasty, the grime artist from London. Yeah, fucking nice hip hop infused metal, noisy fucking track.
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
When it started, like, I was listening to it and I was like, right, this is cool, but like, you know, I hope there's more to it. Like, it just sort of plodded along, like first verse and then first chorus. I was like, that's a cool chorus. Like, I think, because Enter Shikari are one of those bands where, like, whenever I listen to something new that they've done, my first thought is this going to sound good live?
Yeah.
Like, that's immediately my first thought whenever I listen to anything new that comes out from them.
I think that's a fair.
Because as
Sure,
a
they're
live
like that,
as a
yeah.
live band, they are hands down one of the best going ever.
Yeah.
Like, production, performance, the whole show is fantastic. Like, literally, you come away from it just in complete awe.
Yeah.
And it's
He often lectures me on this.
oh,
Yeah.
mate,
Yeah.
you seriously, even if you don't like Enter Shikari, which I'm guessing
I think we should
you know,
get into
you don't.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. Even if you don't like them, go to a live show. Go to a big
I think
show.
we should bring you to the
and
show,
just
yeah.
and just watch it and just like come out of that at the end of that and tell me that even though you don't like the music and you don't like what they're playing as a band and as a performance, it is not fucking sick. I
may
challenge
take
you
you
to
up
that.
on that.
I challenge you to that.
Oh.
But yeah, so like I was listening to it and it was just like, you know, it was kind of plodding along a little bit and it was just like, all right, cool, this is all right. And then it just goes into that massive dirty riff at the end and it's just like, oh yes, that's what I wanted. Like, you know, and it's just again like stoked for the album whenever they get around to releasing that. Like, obviously tour at the end of the year. So.
I think this is just a throwaway as well, like just like Hoodwinker and Redshift as well, just a throwaway track.
Still, like, you know, they're one of these bands that are like, you know, like the point I made earlier, that are constantly sort of like exploring new outlets and like, you know, trying different things and stuff like that. But they're one of the few bands who do it really fucking well.
Yeah.
Like,
Now
you know,
that I will give
they constantly keep you guessing, and it's just there's always something in there that just makes you go, they are fucking geniuses.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
A lot of people say, and with this new track, I thought people saying, "Oh, I didn't like it at first; it grew on me." And I think a lot of people have that reaction with the new songs. But I've just come to, I like the experimentation to the point that now it's like, I liked it straight away. Again, with you, with that the first half of the song, I was like, "Oh, it's kind of catchy, it's cool." And that riff came in.
Yeah, and then like the riff at the end, and it was just like, oh yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Like,
You guys heard it?
I glossed over it.
Yep. Glossed over it.
Yeah,
Shikari.
it was only to say when I listened to it. But it's kind of like the like chasing status sort of vibe is what
The
I got
production
from it.
side of things, yeah.
I've not listened to it yet. I will get around to it.
My thoughts sort of echo Boff's really.
Yeah.
In the end,
You can't really match that passion. I'll let Boff have that one if I'm honest.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Great, yeah. No, apparently they are writing... I don't understand. Apparently they're in the middle of writing their album, but they've just been on tour in America during the 10-year anniversary of Take the Skies. Now in Europe doing it. Headline Slam Dunk this weekend.
They'll be writing on the road, like hands
but
down.
apparently they're actually in the middle of recording it as well, actually in the studio. So
because they're was it Flash Flood of Colour? That was done in 2 separate studios, wasn't it?
Yeah, in
the majority of it was done in
Thailand.
Thailand,
Yeah,
and there were I think they recorded like 4 or 5 tracks at Dan Weller's studio. I can't remember where it was, and a couple of them made it onto the album, and then a couple of the other ones were released later on as like a sort of deluxe edition of the album.
Is that
They
not where
released
you
as bonus
recorded?
tracks.
Dan Weller's place.
No, that was Justin's.
Oh, okay, 6th. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, as I said before, I don't know how the fuck they're going to top that last album. I know you tried it, Leesky, but we'll talk about it more afterwards. But I'm going to try and convince you to come to that gig.
Such a good album.
Yeah.
Please come to that gig. Like,
How can I turn this down?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
just pull this face at you until you say, yeah, go on then. All right, I'd even buy your ticket, mate. I would even buy your ticket.
There you go.
And treat you to
Serious?
that performance. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
like,
chip.
I'm just like, hang on, I don't know how much
It's
tickets
on
you
Hey,
record
hey,
now.
I might be getting a pass for it, so yeah, we'll help you out. Yeah.
brother out, yeah. Because you need to see that.
drop that in.
I genuinely may consider it.
You need to see it. It's a spectacle. It is a show. Like,
And if you don't like it, I'll punch you in your fucking.
I'll punch you right in the fucking mouth.
All right, that's the wrap, then,
Jesus.
isn't it? On new listeners. Or...
Oh
no, we've got more.
Yeah, got a couple more.
Oh yeah, of course we have.
Of Mice and Men's got a new track
Jesus.
called Back to Me. Very new metal track. This one, no screaming or like metal vocals in it. All clean vocals.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he sounded so strong with the heavier vocals on the other songs. So
It might just be that one token
Hopefully.
track in the album. You know, bands do that.
Yeah.
They throw one soft.
Let's put in our ballad, man.
Well, it can break up an album, can't it? Sometimes,
Yeah.
like a softer one. It might just be that one.
If it's done well, then yeah. I mean, I haven't heard the track, but
My impression was that they're going a bit more positive because obviously we discussed in the week about Austin and the depression and
Yeah.
how sort of new metal they were going, but this feels like the new stuff's a bit more in a positive light, a bit more catchy. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but
I like the new metal vibe that they've got.
Yeah.
They're a band that I just wrote off for so long, and then was basically forced to listen to them. I was like, actually, they're all right.
yeah. That's how Leesky discovers bands. You just force him.
like, listen to it until you like it.
Take
Just shake me until I listen to it.
All right. Is that it on that one?
yeah.
One of my great discoveries from my mate Matt put me onto a band called Alpha Male Tea Party.
That's a brilliant name.
There's just so many funny images for that band. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alpha Male Tea Party have a new single out, which came out last month actually. It's called the album's called Health, which comes out on June 23rd, and the song's called Nobody Had the Heart to Tell Him He Was on Fire.
Well,
Yeah, cool.
Brilliant. Yeah, and they are one of the most fun bands to listen
Oh,
to.
they're. I mean, what album is that?
Drones. Is it Drones? Droids.
Yeah,
That's
is it?
Yeah.
Like that album is it's brilliant. Like, and as an instrumental band as well, it's just constant. It just constantly keeps you interested,
Yeah.
and it's just so hooky and catchy and fucking just groovy at the same time. That's brilliant.
There is, it's quite a skill, I think, to be an instrumental band and have an album where back to back you're not bored at any one point. Like
That's
I
impressive.
I don't even think, for a guitarist or a musician in general, it's just fap worthy, really. Like it's so entertaining. But I
Yeah.
think even if you're just a fan of like heavy music, funky music, techie music, it'll just all together. It's just so many interesting things that you just nod along and put in just dirty faces. I absolutely love them. And they're not that big at all. Like, I don't think they've been.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
No.
great band.
They kind of link into who I think Boss will be talking about later on. So we'll move on. So yeah, we'll have that end of June so we can talk about the album then.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get onto our topic then.
yeah. Oh, unless anyone's got any gigs coming up.
gigs that we've been to or coming up? Or?
Coming up. I have I Prevail and Iceland Kills next
Oh
week.
yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah, that'll be very poppy, Corey.
Shikari, want to get around to booking those. Possibly Royal Blood in November. Maybe.
We got Korn in August, Brixton Academy. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Never seen Korn headliner.
Fucking
show.
better be for the price of those tickets.
50 quid.
Ooh, steep.
Yeah.
It is an arena tour,
I'm
isn't
gonna
it?
have to sell one of
No,
my
it's
kidneys.
it's
it
a one-off
Brixton?
date.
Oh, okay.
It's a one-off. It is a one-off.
Yeah,
show.
it's a
Well,
one-off
actually,
show.
Oh, sorry,
at
yeah,
Brixton, and then they're playing
it's
Reading and
before
Leeds.
Reading and Leeds, yeah. So, I've never seen Korn headline their own show. I've seen them at festivals, but yeah, excited for that.
Yeah, best have some damn good support for that.
Yeah, I wonder who could support Korn.
Limp Bizkit.
Deftones.
Biscuit!
Well, no, it was Limp Bizkit in Corn last year, so
Yeah.
yeah. It was really good.
True that.
Yeah, we'll talk about them next time then.
Cool. All right then. So, what is our topic this week? What we're going to debate?
We are going to talk about the importance of the local scene, supporting your local artists, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Yep, end of that one.
The importance of getting out there, paying your fiver to get into a local gig, show some support to
Yeah.
local bands.
Too right, but
It's entirely worth it.
Yeah.
Entirely worth supporting your local music scene, your local bands.
I think we were very blessed 10 years ago to have the sort of scene that we did have.
Especially in this little town.
In this little town,
yeah.
thing is, I think like sort of you talk about how things were like 10 years ago. I think like sort of a lot of people were sort of growing up, and especially with people our age. I mean, I knew so many people who were getting into either playing guitar or drums. Like there were so many musicians just sprouting up from everywhere, and all of a sudden you kind of went from not having too many people in bands and stuff like that to like all of this like fucking like underground metal and shit, and fucking like like all the old school emo bands and shit like that just exploding and coming out of nowhere.
Everyone
and
was
just
doing
like
it, yeah.
and everyone was doing it, and
It
then
was-
you sort of had a few years where everyone's going to local gigs and stuff. You're constantly like, I mean, we used to do put on shows at the Blue and Gold, and we'd sell that out most of the time whenever we'd put on a show there. And it just like for a few years it was great. It was fucking brilliant. You'd always see people at gigs, and then all of a sudden it just sort of
died.
It just sort of died. Everyone just sort of went like, nah, and unless you're a big band that I know, I'm not gonna. It kind of I suppose became a little bit uncool to go to see
I think
local
it
bands
became
and stuff.
well. I think it
like-
became stale.
Yeah.
There was
People were
Alright.
bored of it. It was like gigs every week.
Yeah,
Like,
it was every week, but you didn't have that new generation coming through like in King's Lynn. There wasn't like those bands that were good at the time and in healthy competition for slots at gigs. They all moved on and branched out and did whatever they were doing, and there was just not that new generation coming in to fill those shoes. It was like,
I think part of it all depend on who was putting the gigs on as well. I mean, like if
Yeah.
you had someone that was really invested in it,
Yeah.
things would get mixed up. You'd never get bored.
yeah,
But when you had the likes of certain individuals putting on the same punk bands week after week,
week after week after week. That
I mean, look at the scene in Peterborough, like 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh my
The
God.
bands that they used to get
Oh,
in
yeah.
fucking Peterborough at the
Yeah.
Park and Met Lounge,
Park,
like,
yeah.
oh my god,
I saw
like.
All Shall Perish there. It was like,
So many architects, like fucking so many like sick metal bands, like every other week, like, and it was just now it's like fucking
Do you know what I
there's
think?
just nothing going on.
I think
like,
it is. This is sort of part of a wider debate, but like you say, there's something about it becoming uncool to go to like local shows. With the what's the word we've got? Like how prolific the use of MySpace was back in the day when we were all in our like metal and punker bands back then.
Joy
when-
Faith Massacre, Oh, sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Alright, okay.
Shots fired.
Moving on.
Edit.
Yeah. That's
Oh man.
Okay,
I'll
now
high five you for that.
Oh, thanks, bro.
we just lost a subscriber. I was going to say, basically, as sort of Facebook rose and MySpace died and social media became, you know, the way society is run now, people live their lives through it. People have become more reclusive in society in general, and they experience gigs, they watch them through YouTube. We talked about filming at gigs the other week. There's less incentive to go now because there's so much choice and distractions for people, and I think people are quite... It's just the same as that you look at the way children grow up now. They're not out playing as much. They're on an iPad or whatever. I feel like it's part of that debate that it's not necessarily that music's dying, it's the fact that
Nobody wants to go see it.
yeah, people are just
People,
distracted.
that's it. It's
and
just like, oh, why get a bus and then get a train to get this gig when I can just live stream it off of Facebook?
yeah.
I get that. I agree with that. But then there's also that that other element of it where you get people who like to be quite elitist, and you always get people who want to be seeing the next big thing at like their smallest show before anyone knows who they are, and it's a thing they can turn around and be like, yeah, I was there, I was at that. I mean, to be honest, I think we had an element of that when we saw Wilson in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Over there was like less than 30 people there, and that's going to be one of those gigs that we can go, yeah, fucking we were there for that tour. But that wasn't an elitist thing, it was just we wanted to go see him, and it was middle of the week.
Yeah.
You've got to think, like, we had the likes of like Death Havana.
Yeah.
Like
We've played with well, not necessarily us, but some of these gigs we played with Death Havana a lot. Mallory Knox, Don Broco, Lure the Lantish, Young Guns, all these bands have played King's Lynn, they've played around the area at a tiny level.
Yeah.
And I think it just goes to show that when everyone look at these big bands, that every band starts somewhere. And
Bring Me
I
the
think
Horizon played the Bowling Green in Wisbeach.
it's just about...
And he was a cunt then as well.
It's just about being out there. I really think bands need to gig, and I know that social media has got a massive impact on how it's run now, but that bands need to get their name out there and gig as much as they can, and I commend all the bands that are doing it at the moment, because it is hard, like I was saying, for people to show up, but every band starts somewhere. It's like the other day someone shared a photo of, I don't know, Green Day or something, playing to like 3 people in like a little sweaty punk gig, and you're just like,
Yeah, but this could have been last week, to be fair.
they were just in the O2, you know. It's that level of juxtaposition from this is where it all started. Every band has, and I think that this all comes from education as well. Like the creative arts at school need to be encouraged more. People need to. Everyone has a creative side to them.
People want results now.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to put in the work for it these days, I find.
Short attention spans.
Yeah.
You know.
But that
I always say
struggle-
that I if I hadn't have picked up playing guitar when I was 14, 15, I probably wouldn't be a guitarist now. Because I used to come home from
Well,
school.
obviously, if you hadn't picked up a guitar, then you wouldn't have been a guitarist. Like...
No, if I,
He's got a point.
Sorry, I really tickled myself with that one.
I know.
Captain Obvious!
I don't have the attention span now to sit down and put the man hours in that I did when I was a teenager, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and I think that a lot of people that are that age now are like, oh, I could sit here and watch a YouTube video on how to play a few chords, but I could also fucking go on Snapchat, Instagram, and play Xbox and do all these things, and it's just like, we didn't have all that back then. We sound so fucking old, Jesus Christ. But I sound really fucking old.
I think we were lucky, definitely back then. If you want to talk about like the local scene and the importance of that, like the just the community aspect of it, you're seeing familiar faces every week. The bands were in the crowd for the other bands. There was this whole like
Everyone was in it to have a good time.
Yeah, togetherness. So you saw the same faces every week and had a really strong, healthy community of like-minded people that you just don't get at bigger shows. You don't get it.
You don't.
And we were lucky back in the day to have such a sort of healthy scene. I mean, for a small town, definitely.
Yeah.
And to see that die, it was quite a fast and sudden.
Yeah, it
like,
was.
within the
It
space
was
of a
kind of
few
like
months.
as soon as Blue and Gold sort of closed, like
Yeah.
that
We
was.
have after the Queen's Arms.
We have
That was
the
well, the Queen's Arms went on for a little while, but
Discovery Centre. That was for a
yeah,
bit.
Discovery Centre. I
I'd
think.
say that around 2009, it was around when Death Havana got signed and started getting out there. we all went off to university. I remember I used to come back and visit, and I was like, what the fuck? I remember there being this massive shock. I was like, what happened? I left and it was great, and I came back and there's nothing here anymore. It was a real culture shock.
I mean, you two, like, as musicians playing in bands, like in this thing, like, how important did you two, or do you two find it to have that scene if you're in a band?
If you're in a band, it's like it's your bread and butter, isn't it? Like, you know, if a lot of people write music and perform music and stuff for a whole bunch of reasons. You know, I write music because I enjoy writing music, and I, you know, go out with those bands because I enjoy playing that material that we've created and sort of just sharing it with people, I suppose, and, you know, just sort of like being like, you know, right, this is what we've done, like, have a listen, check it out. You know, if you enjoy it, great. You know, if you don't enjoy it, that's totally fine too. You know, at the end of the day, I've been to a lot of bands and I've been like, yeah, I didn't enjoy that, and I've been equally to others and been like, yeah, really enjoyed that. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinions as to whether they enjoy something and whatnot, but if you don't have people going to gigs and, you know, checking out those bands and going, oh, I'm going to listen to these tonight and see what's happening, then, you know, you just never, there's only so much you can do with, like you were saying about social media and stuff like that, like, because, like, especially with the way that social media works, especially Facebook with, like, musicians and stuff like that, how you'd have to pay for, like your post to be boosted to be able to reach everyone who actually likes your page and stuff like that. Back in the day, it was just like, yeah, put a post up and everyone sees it. Yeah. Whereas now it's like, yeah, you want more people to pay, like, or more people to see it, then, you know, you got to pay us. Like,
you've got to be on every element of your active accounts,
it,
and you've got to, as soon as you stagnate.
I just a lot of times now I find that with sort of like regards to like music as a whole sort of thing, if you look at it in the local scene sort of thing, in our local scene and every other local scene, it's not about the gigs anymore, it's about the likes, and it's about the thumbs up and the little buttons people press inside their computers and stuff. That's what music is about nowadays. It's about having the most having the biggest audience and stuff, and having, like, you know, the most amount of likes on Facebook or MySpace or whatever. You know, it's just a lot of music is just, it's not, or a lot of scenes are not about the music anymore, and it's like, you know, things like Image and things like that as well, like, it's just all gone completely the opposite, like, of how it was. And I think that because it's not about the music as much, people just get a little bit less sort of passionate about it and less excited, you know, like, they sort of don't sit there and go, oh yeah, this sick new band, let's go check them out. Just, you sort of just go like, oh,
share it,
check
look
them
at
out
these
on Facebook
guys
first.
Look at these guys, share it and blah de blah and stuff, and you don't experience, I'm a firm believer of, you can never really sort of, I suppose, understand a band fully until you've seen them live.
Yeah.
You know, like, until you've seen them live, that raw fucking energy that they always have, like, whenever they're performing live and stuff, that's when you understand them. Like, you know, a couple of albums, Alexis on Fire, Old Crows, Young Cardinals. I love Alexis on Fire.
Okay.
And when that album came out, I hated it. I despised it. I was like,
same actually. Yeah.
I was literally like, what the fuck is this? This is awful. And we had tickets to go and see him at the UEA, and I was like, fuck's sake, they're gonna play loads of stuff off the new album, like, well, as long as they play, like, you know, the bare necessities and whatnot, and well, not that song. the actual songs, as long as they play the songs that I want to hear, I will be happy. And they played loads of shit off that album live, and I came out of there and something just clicked. It was like, you know what, I get it now. Like, I've listened to them live, I've listened to them perform it, went back and listened to it. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I love it. Like, you know, so you're not going to get that from local bands and stuff, like listening to a recording that, you know, they've sort of thrown together and that, and just gone, you know, like, I mean, a lot of bands like go and get it all done professionally and that, but still, you could have the most polished record ever. And be the worst band live that there is.
True.
You know?
And
like,
the opposite. I listened to some really sort of awfully recorded EPs from local bands.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, oh, that's not going to be great. And then you see it in a small club with about 50 people.
All about the energy.
Everyone's moshing, it's sweaty, dark in there.
and you just look at it in a completely different light.
Like, I think probably Vanilla Pod are an example of that. Probably not a great production live, from a DIY sort of punk band.
Yeah.
Remember seeing Raging Speedhorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played with them back in the day, yeah.
There's nothing amazing.
Yeah.
Nothing
Isn't that
amazing about the
Zeus?
production.
Yeah. Who else played there? Viking Skull?
Yeah, Viking Skull.
Yeah.
We've all got a lot of memories like attached to sort of, I guess, all of the bands that we've seen come and go. And I don't know, I think it would be kind of rude not to shout out Tristan for what he's doing at the moment, I think.
Oh yeah, Tristan's like, a big reason that a lot of gigs still actually happen around here. Like,
Yeah. I think he does all of the Battle of the Band stuff, helps out at Festival too, and he's helped us out with a lot of our shows.
If he wasn't doing as much as he is, then there would be literally fuck all going on in this town.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the main reasons why there are still local bands playing in venues and stuff on a half regular basis. He's the one giving the younger guys and stuff, and all the other older musicians and stuff. He's the one who's giving them a chance to keep playing the stuff live. Like,
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Even though he is a knobhead sometimes. I love you, Tristan, but fuck.
Venues are thick and far between now, aren't they?
They're all closing. Like,
Yeah.
What is it, the Workers' Club now? And
That's
about it,
pretty
isn't it?
much the only place in Lynn.
Bar Red's
Bar
closing.
Red's closing. That's going to be done in less than a month now. There's only another three or 4 weekends, I think, that Bar Red
You've
are
got
open.
another show there, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got Whole Lot of Hair on the 3rd of July and Double Bruegel on the 17th of July.
I will be there for
Yeah, you need to get on that, man. It's going to be heavy as fuck.
that.
We're going to get our mosh on, serious.
And we're going to be drunk as shit.
Oh, mate.
I look forward to it.
That's going to be next level.
Yeah,
I'm stoked.
there isn't really a venue for live music in this town at all.
I say Bar Red's great for all the cover bands and stuff like that. Friday nights, Saturday nights, they've always got a band in there. And, there's a market open for that in Kings Lynn, like now that Bar Red are closing down and whatnot. But I don't think anyone's really gonna, like any other venues or possible venues in Kings Lynn. I don't think any of them are really gonna even try and step up to the mark and fill that spot. I think it's just gonna be another one of those things that unfortunately dies a death in this town. Really,
We were gonna try. Like,
Yeah,
just try and
a
help.
while ago.
Fucking speed bumps and hurdles that you had to.
We got shut down pretty quick. Phil.
I think it's because of how young we were at the time. to
Yeah,
be
I
fair.
think-
But
I think
we
it's-
just wanted to do something to try and help.
You want to
the scene.
recreate It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
This was before.
Ultimately would have become.
This was before we had seen It's Always
Yeah,
Sunny.
okay.
This was
We almost had everything
It's
set
about
up
5
for
years
it.
ago, wasn't it?
longer
Yeah.
than that, man.
Oh yeah.
Really?
10, maybe.
Nah.
Nah, because he would have only been 16.
Oh,
I'm 17.
no.
No, 18. How old am I? How the fuck old am I?
Yeah, it's got to be around then.
Yeah, it must have been 9 years ago then.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, we had big plans and that, but just,
Right, we just weren't taken seriously,
No,
unfortunately.
Can't think of why.
What a bastard.
probably because we did most of our meetings with
Ale.
yeah.
It's the only way to have a meeting. with
Yeah.
ale. Like,
What?
I wouldn't have
Well,
took you
they're
seriously
all-
if you didn't have an ale in your hand. Like,
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it.
Is it even a meeting? If there's no ale.
There's still time.
There's still time.
Of course.
That's all I'm saying.
So yeah, I think overall everyone's in agreement. There's no debate here. Just go out and support your fellow
It's
lads.
important.
yeah, get on that.
It's
Yeah.
important. Like, it doesn't matter how important and prolific social media becomes. There's always going to be that element of seeing the bands that you love or the bands that you want people to hear play live.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You can be a fucking keyboard warrior all you want. Get the fuck out there, watch those bands. It's the only way you're going to help them.
Yeah, buy a t-shirt,
Yeah.
do something, whatever.
Do something.
Then jump on your fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
Tell people how awesome it was.
Yeah.
I think
Alright.
like Festival 2 is good as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Festival 2 is great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Free
venue for a
festivals.
lot of local bands. Like a lot of local bands like playing the main stage and stuff, they'll always have like local acts and stuff, and like younger musicians from schools and everything. Like again, Tristan, he's always got like multiple projects going on throughout festival too, and organising like second stages and little acoustic sessions dotted around town and things. Like, you know, there's so, like, you know, we are lucky to still have that.
Yeah,
because that is a good avenue for a lot of, like, you know, musicians around the local
every
area.
year.
Yeah, that's it, you know. So
Busted.
yeah,
That's
what I'm going to school for.
Yeah, last year was really great for us doing it because it was the well, it was the first year they did the Lazy Sunday, they called it, which was just like local artists rather than the big artists.
Yeah.
And we was expecting everyone to show up because obviously most people that usually arrive are just there for
It was a
the
Sunday,
big,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a Sunday,
It
wasn't
was,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
there was loads of people there.
There's quite a lot of people there.
shocked.
Yeah, I was
Like,
really happy with it.
I was thinking, like,
Yeah.
nah, everyone's going to be hungover, like, they're just not going to be up for it. But yeah, they
Yeah.
were. It's great.
Who's going to go to Festival 2 this year and get drunk as shit?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, probably, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Okay, cool. Shall we get on to our hilarious part of the day?
Oh, the
Oh,
game.
do you know what? I can't wait for this again.
This is my favourite bit. I mean, I love you guys, but fucking hell, I love this bit even more.
I mean, for someone that didn't even have an opinion on power metal, like I couldn't, you know, you said to me last week power metal.
I have quite strong
I-
opinions on power
I
metal,
know.
I'll be honest.
You know, I don't know.
Powerful.
I don't know enough about it to form a decent opinion. So
Ultimate power!
There was definitely a theme for it all.
Yeah.
I just felt a total blank canvas for this one. So I was very open to whatever sort of came my way with this, and had no expectations, no nothing. And again, it happens week after week. Pleasantly surprised. There's always.
Pleasantly.
I like my pick.
Fine. I'm not going to criticise you. I'm
just
surprised more
right,
than
just
anything.
you wait for it, and I think you
Can I
will
just
be
say, I'm
too.
surprised how many power metal bands are releasing albums in 2017.
It's a powerful year.
I didn't think it was a thing. I thought it died a death with Manowar.
Powerful James Lees.
Manowar's still going.
Are they?
Yeah, ain't they?
Fucking hell. Perhaps
Sure.
they shouldn't. That's all I'm saying.
So we've got 5 submissions today, so this will be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I'm
Right.
excited.
Who wants to go first?
You're the guest, Boff.
Yeah, because I haven't actually heard my clip
Yeah.
yet, so...
Oh,
No,
really?
literally, the only reason that I picked this band is because I thought the name was fucking hilarious. Like, Ed Guy. Like, hi, we're Ed Guy. Like, and it was just like, I find a lot of power metal just like really, really cheesy.
That's all power metal.
I know, and it's just... I just couldn't find time to sort of sit there and like get the motivation to enjoy the cheese. Like, you know,
That was black metal for us.
I could appreciate a bit of cheese, but I was just sort of like, I just couldn't find anything that just went like, yeah, this is great. So I purely went for the comedy basis of Ed Guy. And that is King of Fools, ladies and gentlemen, by Ed Guy.
I'll tell you what.
I've heard that somewhere. I don't know where.
I'll tell you what, mate. It ain't easy being cheesy.
Oh, wow. Have you got anything you can tell us about this band, or?
They're called
Well,
Ed
I'm
Guy.
guessing that their lead vocalist is called Ed, and he is a guy.
Hey,
That's
don't
all
assume
we
the
need to
gender.
know.
What is
Oh
it?
yeah, sorry. Oh fucking hell,
That was wrong on me.
You're
See,
so careful now.
Yeah, get back in the naughty corner.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
That was epic.
I liked that.
It was a good
That was
next.
good fun.
I can't even read my fucking handwriting, dude.
Okay. What about Fisher while you try and decide your handwriting then? Oh, he's got his
Oh,
notes.
Here we go.
fucking
Blind
notes, mate.
Guardian. This song is called Turn the Page.
And that he does.
Oh, is that it?
Turn the page from 2006. A Twist in the Myth.
Okay.
Is the album.
Here we go then.
So here we go. I love it.
You're the guardian cross the gate. Wake up, there's a new dawning. Wake up, the witches wait. For you remember the mirror. When she looked in, you are born in the void in the middle of darkness.
That really lifted my spirits. Like, it's a bit meatloafy in places, isn't it? Like, someone killed Leesky. Like, Blind Guardian. Is it Blind Guardian?
Gonna get worse.
It does just get worse.
I love it.
That's brilliant.
Oh, this genuine thing.
That was much better than my one. Like,
Nice bit of double bass.
How can anything be better?
this is something you really feel passionate about, isn't it?
Man.
I don't think we've ever had anyone laugh through the clips before.
Yeah. Can't really edit that one out, can you?
Oh shit.
Good? Enjoyed that?
Yeah, you could say that.
So epic.
Oh.
So, Danny, would you like to go?
Alright, okay. Oh, this is gonna feel like a fucking anticlimactic fart after.
Oh no, I think we need something to break up the likes of what we've got.
Yeah. This band is called Pyramaze, and the song's called Back for More, from 2015's album Disciples of the Sun.
Cause something lures off the dark. It's so hard to resist it. Time and time again, I witness you walking on. There's plenty of reasons to stop. Though it's hard before, you keep coming back for more.
It's not a power metal track unless it's got
I didn't hate
something that makes you go
that.
that.
That was
quite
like
the serious track.
Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't, honestly, I think the beginning of that sounded a lot like some of In Flames stuff.
Yeah. Well, they are. Where they're from? They're from Denmark. Yeah. I think the singer's genuinely awesome. He reminds me of a bit like Miles Kennedy in some places, and also like the dude from Mastodon.
Oh, you've genuinely tried with
Yeah,
this.
I have. Well, I was laughing the whole way through. But then the thing is, I found this song, I gave it to Rob, and then afterwards I ended up listening to their new album, which came out this year. Apparently, power metal is relevant in 2017.
I don't
Metal
believe
lives.
it's fake news.
Yeah. Well, the first song's called Land of Information, so there you go. It's kind of all a political summary of what's going on, but in power metal form, which is just fucking brilliant.
Political power metal.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
power.
Alright, shall I go next?
Yeah, that's it.
Go on.
My band is called Powerwolf.
I think we can safely say that both me and Rob had so much fun looking through power metal that we found something that was just too funny not to go with.
It was it was excellent.
I'm really intrigued.
They were a German band. They were
Of course they are. It's always German bands with you.
born in 2003, and most of their songs are about werewolves and vampires.
Excellent.
Of course, so here we go.
Feels like I'm flying on a magical carpet when I'm listening to that. Like,
I'm done.
So that song was called Blessed and Possessed.
I love the double bass again.
Oh shit.
Came out 2015.
I've never seen you cry, Lisa.
I love power metal. I hate power metal, but I love power metal.
Do you know what the funny thing is we always say each week, are you going to go back and listen to like this band? And half the time we never really do, but I want to listen to more power metal. It's so feel good. It's so funny. Like I just want it in the morning to wake me up.
I don't know if I could deal with power metal in the morning.
Just think of the righteousness.
You'd be fighting for honour all.
You just wake up and just rise from your bed with a sword in one hand and shield in the other.
And then you slay dragons.
Speaking of
Today we joust!
Level up.
I had so much fun trying to find a power metal band. I found some that I could have gone with that sounded, I was going to say more serious, but let's be honest, it's power metal. And in the end, I was talking to Rob last night. I was like, do you know what? I need something with dragons in it. That was my whole thought process. I found a band called Bound by Blood. Was that it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got another one. Oh.
And the album, I believe, was called something like Battle in the Skies, something like that. I didn't even care. I was just looking at the track listing. There were some I could have picked, some more serious clips. And then I saw the title of the last track, and I thought, I don't care how shit this track is, I need a clip from it. The track is called Dragons Are Forever. Play
This is
it.
it.
Basically Dragon Force, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is similar
Oh,
to Dragon
just-
Force.
Forever! You can't write a song called Dragons Are Forever. You just can't.
Well, 'cause they're clearly not, they're extinct.
No, they're... No, they're not. They are forever. The man told me so. I mean, we came across some real gems.
Yeah.
I mean, who were we listening to last night?
Oh,
Dragon Hammer.
What was the space one?
Oh God, that was odd.
That was
Odyssey.
No, not space.
No, and there
Odyssey.
was that Goblin one.
Necrogoblicon? No.
No, unfortunately.
No, we said we'd never go.
Yeah, full goblin.
Never go full
Yeah,
goblin.
never go full goblin.
Oh, I just. How do we even sum this up?
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's just great.
Yeah.
Power metal's great!
I liked
mean,
it.
I'm
lot of
never gonna willingly put power metal on. I mean, I'm not gonna sit home and think, "Do you know what, I really want to listen to some Power Wolf." Why? What exactly? Why?
Do I play the clip again?
No, no, I don't.
It screams to me like sort of mum's basement playing World of Warcraft. That sort of music.
You know how like when you're in a really bad mood and have you ever been in a really bad mood and someone's made you listen to ska? And it's
Can't say I've ever been in that position.
like if you are like just fucking livid and someone puts on Real Big Fish, no, it just goes the other way. It does not help. But I feel like a bit of this will go down a treat when you're in a bad mood.
Yeah, you couldn't like not help but.
I'm going to do an
smile
experiment and I'm going to listen to a power metal album on my drive to work tomorrow and see what kind of day I have.
We ride at dawn.
Oh.
For my good men.
Ready your breakfast in time. For tonight, we dine in hell!
Oh, so power metal. There we go.
Great success.
Probably my favourite games we've done so far.
Yeah, I haven't made you cry yet with the.
Oh,
virtual
fuck.
cry.
Oh, my sides, man.
Tears of joy.
Just there's some incredibly shit stuff out there.
Yeah, of course.
It's like any film that's got Steven Seagal in it. Like once you start watching it, you can't stop. it's really, really bad, but you've got to see it through to the end. That's how power metal
So
is.
it's so shit, it's almost good.
Yeah.
Power metal is music's Steven Seagal.
Or Nicolas Cage.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, Nicolas Cage films are alright. I dare you to badmouth Con Air. I will slap you in the teeth.
Punch you in your fucking mouth. Right then. I feel like we need a breather before we move on.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
I could really do with a piss.
It
like,
is, it's fucking hot in here.
and it is a little bit moist.
It is good.
I just don't want to walk out the room and walk back in.
Yeah, it's really bad. Alright, well,
Right, we've gone slightly off topic there. I mean,
We're
we've
at the
briefly discussed how amazing Nicolas Cage is. And the potential health benefits of power metal.
Yeah.
You have to come back next week and tell us how your day was after.
Yeah, I mean,
After
it
your
might end
Power
up being a
Metal
whole
morning.
week. Power Metal week.
As long as you don't turn up next week in loincloth, it's fine.
I might.
Please don't.
Yeah. See, actually, Dragon Force have just brought out a new album,
I hate Dragon
and
Force.
I forgot they existed, and apparently they used to have shows where people would show up with like swords and like all sorts of props and things like that. What happened to that band? Like,
Who gives a shit?
oh, I just think we were so fun. Like, I just wish they were relevant again. Like,
I'm
they-
glad they're not.
Who are we talking
I mean,
about?
they had
Dragon
trampolines
Force.
on
Oh,
stage.
right,
It was
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
What,
we
what
saw
show
these.
was it?
We saw Dragon Force at the Black
Crusade,
Crusade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And they were just a band to take a breather.
Yeah, because it was like
Right.
Shadows, Fall Arch Enemy, Dragon Force,
Wow.
Trivium Machine Head.
Head.
So it's like right halfway through the gig, it was like right.
Well,
Dragon
just stand
Force.
here, take a breather, watch the guy that's dressed like a gypsy on stage.
Yeah, but absolutely shred, like he could play.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was on about the vocalist with his weird tight leather trousers and his gypsy earrings. I thought I was going to put a fucking curse on me if I didn't stand there and watch him.
What an odd lineup. Yeah, just put them on.
Yeah, very, very strange.
Yeah, very strange. Great show, though.
Yeah.
Great show.
Right, should we move on to this week's All Killer then?
Yeah. So last week you gave us Blackwater Park.
Yes, I
by
did.
Opeth.
Now, did you all go back and listen to it?
Yeah.
Yes, for 30 seconds.
Oh,
Oh,
we'll let Rob start that
Yeah.
one then.
your opinion has changed?
No, I just wasn't in the mood, nor did I have time for it.
To be fair, that is fine. It's
I
a
know,
lengthy
I know the
album.
tracks and I know where like the good bits are. It's just get into them.
Mm.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
I mean, it's like that time we were in your
Oh.
car and Opeth came on and we were like, fuck, we need to change this.
Yeah.
I know we said we wouldn't change any of the tracks, but fucking hell, I don't want like an hour long Opeth track on.
Yeah, no, I just didn't have time for it. It's a good album. It's a really good album. Just wasn't in the mood for Opeth right then and there.
Fine. Fisher?
Not as not as good as I remember.
Really? Fair.
Yeah, it's the patience thing.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time. Like,
I'm surprised you had the time or the patience to listen to it originally, if I'm honest.
no, originally I remember one night we went out, got really drunk, came back here, and Rob's like, "Oh, what do you want on?" I was like, "Grab some Opeth." Put that on, you know. End of the night out, 2 a.m, sitting in the room.
Drunk as shit.
Yeah, drunk as shit. Bit of Blackwater Park. All good. Yeah, and enjoyed it in that sort of setting. Came back to it. Just Funeral Portrait. Yeah, there's good moments. There are some good moments, but
I mean, to be fair, even though it was my choice as an all killer, it's not an album that I can just sit there and go, oh, do you know what, I'm gonna stick this on. It's such a long album and there's so much to it that I have to be in the mood to
it's
listen
very
to it.
complex. But the bits worth waiting for aren't for me worth it for the stuff you have to sort of sit through for the gems, if you like. So
It's like a
fair.
really, really good film trailer for a long-winded shit film. Is that yeah. All the best bits are in the trailer. You wish you could just watch that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good analogy.
Yeah, that's all I could think about. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd heard bits and bobs of Opeth before and knew they were bloody talented, but I liked it. I liked it. I wasn't mad about it. I wasn't really into it or really against it. But yeah, I agree with what you say. Like, just to sit, well, both of you to have the patience to sit through to get to the good parts. First track, Leper Affinity or Leper Affinity. It's got this like really gallopy riff the whole way through it that I really liked. great guitar work, like amazing musicianship, really progressive instrumentally. And then there's like this really nice acoustic section of that first song that was just really good guitar work. And then there was a song called Harvest. I think it was the third song.
Was that the clean vocals?
Yeah. It really reminded me of Jeff Buckley.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard Grace by Jeff Buckley, but like the actual rhythm of it was quite similar. I mean, I heard like stuff, like progressive stuff that I grew up on, like Pink Floyd was in there. It was really good. But as I described them last week, I said, well, I think they're a bit bleak, and there's actually a song called Bleak on the album, which I didn't realise. And that's what it fucking was. And it is
a very dark album.
It's heavy as shit, isn't it? In places. Like,
I found that it just went on and on as well. Like, and the vocals, like, they've got these real black metal vocals that just don't fit it.
No,
in my opinion,
they don't tend to do that anymore, because that's not clearly it's not the sort of band that they are. But at that time, they were definitely more into like their black metal sort of stuff. I say it is bleak. It does just suck the life out of you if you're not in the mood to listen to it. Like it's not an album I can just think, oh yeah, I'm in the mood for some Blackwater Park. It doesn't work that way.
Well, my first listen was on the way back last week on the drive, and it was raining and it was pretty miserable. So it sort of went with the setting, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you said last week, it's not a summer album.
Fuck.
So, and I'm done. Yeah, I mean, I might check out some of their newest stuff to see what that's like. You said they've changed a lot, but for me, it's okay. It's just not something that I've returned to.
Cool.
Don't really agree that it's an all killer. I think it has good moments, but there's definitely moments I'd skip. So that's my take.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Boff?
Right. So this was a hard decision for me, because there's 4 albums that exist that I would say changed my life.
Oh.
And this is I don't know which one's like my favourite out of all 4 of them. So I went with this one just because it's just such a frantic album. It's Doppelganger by The Fall of Troy. Like the shades thing there. Well, hang on. Let's get on this. Oh yeah! So
I don't know why we've just all put shades on.
Yeah, standard. So yeah, Doppelganger by The Fall of Troy. The band consists of Tim Ward on bass, Thomas Erak on guitar, and Andrew Forsman on drums. They're a 3-piece. That is fantastic. I'm loving the kitty ears right there. Just,
that's the only.
I kind of want to stroke you, like, I just want to pet you. But yeah, I remember the first time that I listened to this album. I was at college at the time, and there was a few of us in the green room, and a couple of my mates from college and whatnot. They were stood there and they were talking about this Fall of Troy album. And I was basically just like, all right, what's going on? What are you on about? Like, I was saying, this band here, Fall of Troy, because one of the guys I was at college with, I think he said that he'd seen them perform the Bled, support the Bled, a couple of weeks like previous to it or something. So we went into the studio and we went into the control room, and I think there was 4 of us in there at the time, and I'm pretty sure I was the only one out of all of us in there who hadn't heard any Fall of Troy ever. And we sat there and we listened to the whole album, and literally from the get-go, like from the first beat, the first note, I was just like hooked. Like the guitar work is like, when you listen to it and when you understand that is just one man playing the guitar and singing all of those vocals, you just think to yourself, you're just like, what the fuck, are you just born from hellfire and brimstone or something? Like, it's just like, Pick of Destiny style sort of thing. Like, I mean, like, it's just they're such a frantic band. Like, there's a couple of songs which there's mainly one off of this album which kind of follows your sort of basic sort of like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus sort of thing. And if you've ever heard any song by this band, then this will be the one. It's FC Premix.
Yeah.
It was on Guitar Hero 3.
Okay.
I do believe one of the bonus tracks which you could unlock. Very cool, sort of like twinkly little like delay, sort of like really, really quick. Because originally,
I believe that's where our term for bibbly bibbly came from.
yeah, possibly. Like, because this song was originally released on their first album, the self-titled Fall of Troy, but it was a lot slower. Like, it was way more chilled out on the original version, and it was originally titled, I can't remember all of the letters, but it's something like fuck consent, premarital sex is cool, get her pregnant, or fuck condoms, that's it, fuck condoms, not fuck consent, that's like, no, that's rape. That's awful, like, fuck condoms, premarital sex is something, get her pregnant.
Oh, and we have to have one of those podcasts.
Yeah. So, and it was a really slow.
podcast.
It was a really sort of slow, sort of chilled out one. Well, I say like chilled out. It still had its heavy moments and that. But whereas they've taken it on this album and they've just like gone, right, let's play it as fast as we fucking can and just make it as fucking raunchy as we can. And they've done exactly that. Like there's you got the whole verse, chorus sort of feel to it, and then it goes into this sort of like break where all the guitars go these really dirty distorted chords, and then like you've just got the bass doing those notes in the background that all slowly starts to build, and then it just breaks into this just dirty riff with all these like fucking noises and stuff like coming from the guitar and everything over the top of it, and it's just like it's just screaming at you. It's just like abuse, like and like listening to that album the first time round, there were just so many bits where I'm just literally, I just felt like I was being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and slapped round the face with a guitar and just being like fucking it was a whirlwind journey. Like, you know, there's so many tracks, like there's a lot of avant-garde style sort of like, you know, weird instrumentally sections and bits and bobs that kind of like break up tracks real nicely and things going in between them. There's the last track on the album is something like 8 minutes long, I think it is, and it sort of starts off with some like really nice sort of melodic guitars and everything, and slowly gets a bit more frantic and heavy, and like with these big fucking sort of like open chord sections and just like massive shredding, and then it sort of like all of a sudden comes from all this like chaos and chills right down with a smooth jazz section. It's just like, and you're just like, oh, all right, okay, I can get involved with this, and then it sort of ends, and you think like it sort of finishes off that piece of music, and you think like, all right, okay, that's the end of the track, and then all of a sudden this really sort of like cool lead guitar part comes in out of nowhere, like as though it's the start of another track, and it's just sort of like, oh, okay, and then drums kick in with some nice vocals over the top, and it's just like, oh, all right, okay, you know, like it's all majory and stuff, like this is all nice and happy, and then that stops, and all of a sudden there's just an open hi-hat and a fucking screech on a guitar, and it just goes into this mad like just fucking insane, like just like melt your face off style shit, like fucking. But yeah, one of my I think my favourite track off that album is a track called Laces Out Dan.
Yeah.
Which
you still jam that, don't you?
Oh mate,
Yeah.
I love that song. It's just from the get go, it's just pure aggression, like from the word go. It's just non-stop, like all the time. Like some of the shit that he does in that song with the guitar and that, it's just like all the there's like parts in the verse where it's like literally he's sort of like he's playing chords and then going to these mental fucking twiddles, so it's just like and then he does this weird fucking sweep but with a fucking expression pedal that sort of like fucking pitches the octave of it, and it's constantly like it's just like it's so hard to explain and put across like just by speaking about it, because they're one of these bands that you can't really pigeonhole them. Like there's not a band or that I can think of off the top of my head that I can go, right, if you like this band then you'll like Fall of Troy. Like they take so many elements out of like so many different genres and subgenres and like, you know, different aspects of metal and rock and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know where I read this, but I read this somewhere fucking years ago. Basically, someone was doing an interview with Thomas Erak, the guitarist, and basically said to him at one point in the interview, it was just like, so a lot of people coming to you and saying that you're basically sort of like our musical generation's equivalent to Jimi Hendrix. Like, how would you feel about that? And he basically just sort of said, I don't look at it as you know, me playing all this fancy guitar and that. I look at it as me creating music and me writing pieces of music, and if that's what I come out with and that's what people have got to say about it, cool, great, I appreciate it, you know. But at the end of the day, that is just what I write, and that's just what we write, you know. Like I read somewhere that like for quite a bit of writing and stuff like that, they'll sort of like lay down like the basis of it with like the drums and the bass and stuff, and then he just sort of comes over the top and just sort of like I mean, I saw one article where it's just like he sort of paints the guitar over the top of like the rhythm section, and that's really what he does. Like, I mean, even live as well. Like, I've seen them sometimes live, and I've just like, right, they were great. Like, it was full of energy and stuff like that. But because they were going so mental, you couldn't really like appreciate them playing the songs because they were just going nuts and like all over the place and that. Like, I mean, it was still entertaining and brilliant to watch. But then there have been other times where I've watched them and I've gone like, I've sort of come away from it going, right, that was A, an energetic as fuck performance, and B, stupidly tight. Like, you know, like some of his vocals that he has to perform like on some of the tracks and that like are just ridiculous, and he still manages to pull it all off live and stuff. Like, I mean, I remember I went and see him at it was the Electric Ballroom.
Is that what I was at with you?
Nah, that was when I went with Josh Brown and his weird Psytrance friend. I can't remember his name.
Shout out Psytrance.
But yeah, like so we went, and I mean, like they started playing and it was sick, it was tight, and it was just like, it was everything that I hoped it would be, because it was their first tour like since they'd split up, because they split up like a good few years ago, and Thomas Arrett, the guitarist, ended up doing Just Like a side project, Just Like Vinyl. Then he ended up joining Cheerdos, I think, for a little while. He ended up joining them, and then I think it was only like maybe 2 or 3 years ago that Fall of Troy got back together, and they were just like, right, yeah, we're going to do a tour and stuff, we're going to release a new album, like, fucking, and just got on with it, really. So it's like, brilliant. So I booked tickets for him at the Electric Ballroom. And they played a couple of tracks off of a small like concept EP that they released.
Oh mate, this is probably my favourite thing I've done.
That's it's called Phantom on the Horizon. Like, it's a phenomenal like piece of music. Like, it's 6 tracks, I think it is.
Yeah,
and
all like
they're just so epic, and like, I mean, that's some of my favourite guitar work of his. Like, is on that EP. But there's one, I think it's the third Act 3 off of that EP, where there's this one vocal part where
it gets higher and higher and higher.
just gets higher and higher and higher and higher, and it keeps going. Now, he doesn't actually do that live, but they got you know the female vocals that are on that EP.
Yeah.
Well, basically, the girl who recorded those vocals lives in London.
Right.
So they got her to come to the show
Really?
and do all of her vocal parts live, and she actually ended up doing that mental high bit at the end, and it was just like...
And it blends in with the guitar section.
Yeah, that's it. It just sort of like gets
high
high with the guitar and that, and the vocals just keep going and going and going, and you just think, fucking stop, man, stop. Like, but, oh, it's fantastic. Like, they're such a good live band. There's always a point in the set where, like, he'll give his guitar to a guitarist out of another band and just dive headfirst into the crowd, or he'll just take his guitar with him and be like, fuck him, come on, oh man, just jump straight in, and it's just always such a frantic performance. And I think it really sums them up well as a band, just because like musically they're all over the place. Like, it's off the wall. Like, I mean, I really like, that's what I really like about this band, you know. It is different, it is interesting, it is like there's not a single point in the album where you think like, oh, that was a bit boring. Like, he's always fucking doing something on the guitar or vocals or bass, like the drums in it, like the production itself, like I think really sort of really adds to it, because it's not a clean production by any standards. It's really raw and it's really dirty, like, and it's produced by what's his name, Barrett Jones, who's produced Foo Fighters, Nirvana, United States of America, Set Your Goals, and it was mastered by a dude called Ed Brooks. I don't really know much about him.
I was going to say Ed Balls then.
Ed Balls. but yeah, the production on it is just really raw and really sort of dirty, and it really puts them, I think it really really sort of sums them up as a band quite well, because they are just raw and dirty and fucking fantastic musicians. And
where are they from?
They're from Seattle in the
Okay.
States. So
I remember Cookie was going mad about them
yeah.
down in 2008.
Yeah,
that was when we saw them, man, because we
okay.
pushed our way right to the fucking front for that.
Yeah.
Because after they played FC Premix, somebody from the crowd shouted, "Do it again, but on expert."
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good, man. I pushed my way right to the front for that. I even
Yeah.
said to the woman who was standing in front of me, I was like, "Look, I ain't being funny, but this is my favourite band. Can I please stand where you are right now, just so I can actually fucking stand at the front?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's fine." So I was like, "Yes, like, well, you know, my mama raised me well."
I remember being there with you, and I just turned around to Boff, and I was just like, this guy knows he can fucking, like, it was like the biggest ego stroke ever, but you didn't hate him for it. You watch it and you're like, man, this is impressive. Like, and I know that Jimi Hendrix thing, because it's such a, even non-musicians be like, oh, he's the best guitarist of all time. Like, there's that stigma, but he is fucking next level. As
Oh
a
yeah,
guitarist,
I would say that, you know, if more people were able to, if more people listened to them and actually sort of, you know, appreciated, like, especially the guitar work, like, for what it is, I do think that, you know, he definitely could be this generation's Hendrix. You know, people could.
But it isn't
end up-
easy listening at all.
Oh no, it's not easy listening,
It's-
but
yeah.
you know, for what he's actually doing with the
Yeah.
guitar and stuff like that, and you know, like what the noises that he's actually making with it, like just instant semi, like, you know, like, you know, it's just it's like I say, it's one of those albums for me that was just life changing, because it made me look at the guitar and music as a whole in a completely new aspect. I just sort of come away from it just like I had no idea that something like this existed, and I want to find more. Like, I want more of it, like, you know, and it sort of sent me on a bit of a musical journey, really, I suppose. Like, because before that it was just all like metal, punk, metal, punk. And then from that, it was just sort of like sprouted my interest into, you know, other genres of music, not just within rock and metal, but also within sort of like pop and hip hop and things. Like, you know, it just made me a lot more open-minded, like, as when it came to music.
So that's why you would say, when people say like, "Oh, this band changed my life," it sounds so melodramatic, doesn't it? But when you put it like that, that is
because, you know, like, I could have quite easily gone Fall Detroit, never heard of them, not interested. Is it metal? Nah, not interested. You know, I could have quite easily said that, but I didn't. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll give it a go. You know, they've supported the Bled. I like the Bled.
Yeah.
You know, let's see how we go, sort of thing. You know, and whatnot. And yeah, it went. The only way was up, and it went.
You make it sound like it's such a like process of discovering a band. Right, well, they've done this. Okay, is this for me? They just check this box first.
Well, no, but like, you know, because you know, you could.
I'll give it a go.
You could hear a band name or something and immediately think they sound fucking wank, mate. Like, you know, and
I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's it. I've shunned off bands before because I think the name itself sounds a bit wank.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we've all done it. Like, we're all guilty of it.
Or they've got an unreadable logo.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Like, but it's
Get a gardener in, fuck's sake.
that's it. Like, you know, it's
Clean it
just,
up a little bit.
It's just one of those ones where, for me, like, you know, it did sort of like change how I look at guitar and music, and it's just, if you listen to it for the love of God.
Well,
Like,
we'll do our homework.
I
We
can
will.
say that is hands down the most passionate all killer we've had suggested so far.
Yeah, you just took us on a journey, man.
well,
Yeah.
like I say, like it was one of 4 albums. Like, I mean,
There's 3 more of these.
no, that's it. Like, there's this. There's Versu by Thrice.
Yes. Yeah.
Define the Great Line, Under Oath.
Yeah.
And 10,000 Days by Tool.
See,
Like,
we discovered
it was of those 4 albums, and it was just like,
Shit, man.
didn't know which one to pick, so-
me and Fisher came up with a theory last week that we think the next Tool album is going to come out 10,000 days after that album was released.
Yeah.
We think that's the twist.
Because we're just waiting.
Do you know what? Just be patient. It's going to be worth it. Like,
How many days left?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, the music is written. Why am I still wearing my sunglasses? Like, as far as I'm aware, like,
That's what
it's
took him into that
it's just
journey.
making my face really sweaty. Like, as far as I'm aware, they finished writing all of the music, but they are currently writing all of the vocals. And I mean, if you have listened to any Tool, I mean, I don't know.
I like Tool.
Yeah, like the lyrics and the vocal melodies are
It's so
possibly
complex.
one of the most important parts of the music. So I don't mind them taking a little bit longer to, actually
Get it
like
right.
perfect it and get it right. I'd rather
Yeah.
them spend time on it and release it when they're ready and when they're happy with it than fucking rush it and just be like, fucking people are moaning at us now to get an album out. Come on, we need to sort it. Like they've got extra producers in and stuff like to help with it all and things like, they're on the ball with it, and I just think that when it does eventually come out, it's going to be fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Well
Right.
said.
So, for Troy, what's the album called?
Doppelganger.
Cool. Go listen to it. I mean, I've heard this album a lot, thanks to him.
Never heard it.
Never heard
Actually,
it.
I only
not
know the
heard-
one track.
Not heard a single note from this band.
Oh.
Mate, you are in for a musical treat.
you
Rob,
ever
you
play
said you
Guitar
like things
Hero?
simple. You might not like this.
Listen. I was never that good on Guitar Hero to be able to unlock the.
Yeah.
I know you bought it, mate. It was cheats. Like,
I
I never got to that level where I could unlock it. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm having that early.
Well, see,
gonna-
we did because we were unemployed.
Yeah. I'd like to preface this with I think that the biggest hurdle for you guys would probably be the vocals.
Okay.
I think that might be an issue.
From what I remember,
Yeah. And it's not that they're bad. I mean, he's an insane, like as Boff
He's a
was saying,
ridiculous vocalist.
but it's quite a unique sounding
Yeah.
voice. It's quite. He does the screechy punk voice. He's got the melodic voice, but he's not. I don't think he prides himself on being a great singer. He just does what fits the music, and it does really work.
It does with that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you say, like the vocals are a bit sort of like of a point where they're like Marmite. You either love them or you hate them.
Yeah.
Like personally, I think this album is the album that his vocals sound best on. I think all of the other albums that have followed this, apart from their last album, OK, which the vocal production on it is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Every album up until that and after this, the vocal production hasn't quite been as good. I feel that the vocal production on this really suits the mix, and it's just drowned in reverb and stuff, and it's all big and like
Yeah.
it's kind of airy in some of the clean vocal sections. It kind of feels a little bit airy, like the way the vocals are in the mix sort of thing, but it really works with like the music itself. So
I'm really intrigued.
yeah,
I'm
glad
so
you are.
taking
Like,
this
I'm
on a
looking
journey.
forward to you listening to it. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Next week's podcast, we will go through it.
I'm
Give that-
interested.
give that a take.
Also, if you do check out the Phantom on the Horizon EP as well. It's 5 songs. So, yeah.
It's 5 songs,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Because
Maybe it was the Ghost Ship demos that was 6
Yeah.
songs, or because the Phantom of the Horizon's kind of like a remake of
some
the
earlier
Ghost
demos.
Ship
Yeah.
demos, which were brought out. Well, that was what they released before
Yeah,
Doppelganger,
yeah.
back in 2002
Yeah.
or 3, maybe they
Yeah, 'cause
released
they're
that.
self-titled, which was some of the stuff for Doppelganger, which was 2003. Doppelganger was 2005.
So Ghost Ship was
Yeah.
2004 then.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, that is something special. That EP. That's my personal favourite. So I would
I
say,
will give it a listen.
yeah. If you struggle with the production on Doppelganger, you might prefer the Phantom stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen to Doppelganger because I've actually listened to it less than I should have as a fan.
Yeah.
Like, I really got. Into
Oh,
that,
like
yeah.
since like it was like, right, do a review on it, give us an all killer no filler. I have fucking rinsed this album. I must have listened to it about fucking 10 times in the past 4 days. Like,
Wow.
it's
Can't
one
tell.
of, it's one of those albums that I could literally like. I remember like years ago when before like I'd use like an iPod or something in my car, like, and I'd have CDs and that. I would have that album in my CD player, and that would be in there for months, and it would be all I would listen to for months. It'd finish and start again, and I wouldn't want to change it. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm up for listening to this again.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, just always on.
Well, this was when I didn't
Like,
drive and Boff was my taxi, and it was all I ever heard. But yeah, it was great.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
so.
Back in the day. All right, well that wraps us up then. I think that's been a nicely time.
We're at 2 hours. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Fucking hell.
This has been awesome.
Yeah, I think
very fun.
the perfect send-off for this podcast, but if Boff could please do the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Hi, I'm Al Harrington from Al Harrington's Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man warehouse and emporium. Due to an error in shipment, I am currently overstocked with wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, and I'm passing the savings on to you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for having me, guys.
See you later.